All right, Jim. So I just did a special daily levels with Adam, which you can see now over in well, it'll be posted afterwards in daily levels. It's a 2 hour crossover stream, which replaced daily levels for the day. And I just finished that up, and I want to go and just close this and do quickly trade of the day. So we gave thoughts on the market over there, but I want to quickly check in on trade of the day. So gold is having a sharp reaction rally after its sell off yesterday, which is good. I mentioned about how gold would go probably sideways, but that's not the main focus. Let's look over into the market, into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is certainly at a worrying point from a short-term perspective. When I say worrying, it's below 75, right? And it is on the 1 hour trend bands, but it's consolidating on them and inside them. That's not typically great. So essentially what you want to see next is you need to see immediate continuation from Bitcoin where it goes no lower than this swing low over here, right? So we've got yesterday's, I think this is yesterday's New York Open. Yeah. So you got yesterday's New York Open at this point. So that's yesterday's session open. The New York session is going to be coming up very soon. You've got a structure level here, 1 hour market structure, which I will put as a dotted line. It's also at the previous all-time highs. That's a very important level. So basically, if Bitcoin goes any lower, it should not go lower than this structure level. And my trading view is just being so fucking slow. So if Bitcoin hangs around in here and consolidates and does anything like that, that's all fine. That's all above previous all-time high. That's all great consolidation to lead to continuation. If it goes anything lower than 73.6, especially on a close basis, that is a major sign of weakness and would open up the possibility for a false breakout. Altcoins are outperforming at the moment, especially stuff like Ethereum. So Ethereum's up 3%, Bitcoin is -1, Sol's up a little bit less, ETHBTC's up a lot. That's nothing really to be worried about. It is time for Ethereum to have a bit of a run. And the election is actually more bullish for altcoins than it is for Bitcoin. It's more bullish for things like Coinbase stock and Hood. So Bitcoin lagging here is really simple. Bitcoin was the thing that was going up the most before the election because it was the Trump trade. And now that the election has gone in Trump's favor, money is flowing into other assets. That probably means Bitcoin has to cool off for a bit. Maybe that means Bitcoin's immediate continuation is less likely. However, the thing to watch for this is this New York session, which starts in 1 hour from now. If you're looking at like IBIT, like I showed, if IBIT doesn't close today above yesterday's highs, right? So if IBIT doesn't close today higher than yesterday's close, then I would consider that this is likely going to be a Bitcoin consolidation while altcoins run, or a Bitcoin pullback while altcoins run. Yeah. And so keep an eye on that. And also understand that there hasn't been any front running. So this is one of the things as well. So the daily open is over here. So the front running of this next bullish session didn't happen. That's a clear sign as well. When the market's expecting a bullish New York session, it tends to front run it, and it hasn't. We've been down since the open. So it's fine. Like, it's not a bad thing. Maybe the burgers, the Americans come in and they just bid Bitcoin super hard during the New York session, and we see a quick dip down and then Bitcoin just closes strong. If so, brilliant. But today's New York session will be very, very telling. I feel like I will have a good idea after today's New York session about what's going to happen over the next few days for you guys in the next couple of weeks. So in the meantime, ETH outperforming, that's fine. The FOMC, so the Fed are meeting today at 7. They're announcing a rate cut at 7 p.m. and then Powell will speak 30 minutes later. That's also a big event. The market's probably going to stay sideways until then. Maybe we dip down, we drop back up, whatever. So keep all of that in mind. The big event today is at 7. How Bitcoin closes the session will be very important, along with other assets. You're essentially seeing now a rotation. That's a normal rotation. And that's it. GMGM. If you're going to buy Bitcoin or take a long on Bitcoin, yesterday's New York Open, if it holds there, and obviously no lower than the previous all-time high. But if it's going to hold positive trend structure, let's just zoom out. Bitcoin's moving up and it consolidated, it held, it made a new high. It should make a higher low here and hold and go higher. If not, if it comes all the way back, then it's going sideways, not up. There is still an uptrend here. It's getting weak. Like, I mean, it shouldn't consolidate through the bands like this. That is a sign of weakness. But if you zoom out, obviously, on higher time frames like the 4 hour, the structure is here. So Bitcoin really, for me, should stay above 74K to retain immediate bullish structure. And if it doesn't, you're probably going to see a pullback or more chop. So, GM, 2 more streams. See you at 5 p.m. UTC, altcoin requests, 7 p.m. UTC, Fed meeting with special guest Jerome Powell, GM.